We have a lot of products on the booth. And some of these products are standard, 8-channel digital input terminals, for example. But some of them are very special. And Fabian, you have something very special in your hand. I know this connector a little bit bigger from my TV at home, from the antenna. What kind of terminal do you have in your hand?
It's a GNSS, a Global Navigation Satellite System terminal, so you can connect an antenna and connect to this system and get a synchronization time into your application.
And this seems to be very helpful if I would like to synchronize, for example, many cookie machines all over the world, so I can make sure that the chocolate chip cookies come all out at the same time. But when we talk about synchronization and about accuracy time-wise, we're talking about microseconds. So why would you use this? Why do you want to synchronize everything so accurate?
Applications like the radar systems to the sky. When you look into the sky and want to see one star for 24 hours, for example, then the whole Earth is turning, and you have to synchronize all radar systems to see the same spot. And by using this synchronization as precise as 1 microsecond, that's directly connected to the image resolution. So it's really important for our customers to have this really precise time synchronization, for example, in this application.
And you told me another application could be in grid monitoring, that you can find errors in the electricity grid much easier with time synchronized measurement stations throughout the grid, right?
Also correct, yes, because when there is an error in the grid, you want to know where that is. And you measure the grid at certain points and then measure how long it takes that you see the error. And then you can locate the error by having a good time synchronization in your measurement setup. And that is done by this terminal. And just because it is a GPS terminal, it also gets some goodies like the position, the speed, and the direction you're heading to.
Okay, so a wide variety of use cases which I couldn't really imagine. So we can look into the sky and we can find out where the tree has fallen on the power cable. I think that's very useful and very interesting that we also offer something for this. Thank you very much, Fabian. And I would like to continue with some dynamic measurement electronics, because Fabian's terminal needs an antenna. And if you are on the shop floor and you want to know about the movements, or if you want to measure movement, then that's not really helpful. Dirk, what do you have in your hand?
So that's an EtherCAT box.
Yeah?
So we have an EtherCAT connection here. And you're absolutely right. If you are in a hall like we are here on the SPS, there's no direct connection, vision connection to the satellite, so you cannot find any movements.
Yeah.
That's why we integrated a gyroscope for movements, for rotational movements, and a accelerometer, 3 axis both, into this box. That's called an IMU, an inertial measurement unit. So we can measure rotational speed and inclination, angle things.
Okay, very interesting. I think so. This box is more like a sensor, and I can imagine that there are some other vendors for devices like this. What are we doing different, and what is the benefit of integrating it into an EtherCAT box?
Yeah, absolutely. You say that there are sensors like that on the market, not like that, but there are sensors IMUs on the market.
Nothing is like that for sure.
Like absolutely. No, but all these sensors typically use a pre-configured system with a CPU maybe, but they have a very slow communication interface. RS-232 or 422 serial communication, and we use our fast EtherCAT, fast and deterministic, real-time capable. And that's the thing. So when we sample the data, we cannot only transmit pre-filtered data, but we can also transmit the raw data.
Okay.
And on the IPC, then you can really
perfect.
You can do all the calculations on your own. Our customers can do that.
You can calculate them back from the acceleration to the movement and do lots of adventurous things with it.
Yeah, you can do a lot of stuff with that. Yeah, actually.
And what are the use cases which are realized with this? Because this seems to be something where somebody said, man, this would be a nice addition to the backup portfolio, yeah?
Yep, exactly. First thing, of course, since it speaks EtherCAT, it's perfect. goes into the system very easy. And applications you asked for that is AGVs.
Yeah, okay.
We talked about that someday earlier already. Our antenna stabilization, what Fabian just
Goes hand in hand, perfect.
Goes hand in hand. Or cranes, where you lift goods or loads, heavy loads. And imagine you have like a wind turbine and the blade is swinging and you want to stabilize that thing. So that is a good application.
So, but I think that's such a powerful statement in general, that we have the capability, development-wise, sales-wise, to offer all these different products which have sometimes are not really super close to classic machine automation, but at Beckhoff you can find it and we can integrate it into our system.
Absolutely.
Dirk, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day at the exhibition and see you later.